Joining me now to chew over this is Dr. Monah Mansoori. And should people be changing their view, perhaps, of what an alcoholic is these days, Monah?
Yeah, it's difficult to really define this word alcoholic, and there's obviously a lot of stigma attached to it. But I think we should be sort of mindful of excessive alcohol drinking, and I think that's where we come across problems, because people don't really realise what is too much and when to stop. And I think, culture is changing to make that more acceptable.
I mean, some of the figures that have come from this absolutely leap out. More women, 16% than men, 14%, admit to often drinking an entire bottle of wine by themselves at home. That's according to the survey of 2,000. That's outrageous, an entire bottle of wine.
Yeah, absolutely, and it's becoming more and more common, and this is kind of as a result of many different factors. One is social isolation. Part of it is obviously people are no longer sort of going down to the pub to have their drinks, and they're tending to get their drinks in delivered often through online shopping, that sort of thing. And we're seeing a shift in being able to drink quietly by yourself without anybody really criticising you or perhaps helping you. And that's another sore point. It's very difficult for friends, family, even health professionals to actually broach this subject with people who are drinking too much, because a lot of times people don't think they're drinking too much, or they're in denial about their drinking habits.
Remind us what the recommendations are for a man and a woman per week then in terms of units.
Yeah, so for men it's 21 units or less and 14 units or less for women. So it's not really a lot. I mean, a bottle of wine can have up to 9 units in it, and a pint of beer can be up to 2.5 units. So it's not really a huge amount that you can get in your week.
So roughly 10 pints for an average man during a week. In general, 9.6 million people were found to be drinking more than that recommended amount. So bearing that in mind and the other facts and figures, is this an epidemic?
Yeah, I think that we can say that it is an epidemic, and we're seeing other health problems as a result of it. So there's many things that come about as a result of drinking too much alcohol: high blood pressure, strokes, heart disease, diabetes, even some forms of dementia can be related to excessive amounts of drinking. And we have this whole sort of silent liver epidemic that we're seeing. So younger and younger people are coming about with long-term liver disease as a result of excessive alcohol intake.